Hey, good evening, good day to each of you. Wanted to come on and take a little bit of time to share a little bit more of insights about the security industry, at least here in the state of Georgia. One of the things that we offer through our um, business is opportunities to become what we call franchise managers, which means that if you find staff and manage accounts, then you get up to 80% of those accounts. And you will operate under our under our license for those accounts. We also offer sales consultant opportunities for those who want to be involved in the security industry, but not hands on. So our sales consultants, they secure accounts and they earn up to 10% ongoing commission for the life of every contract that they secure for us. Now, we don't accept every type of account. We don't do bars, restaurants, clubs, things like that. But when you submit a potential client for us, we'll examine whether it's a right fit for our company or not. And if it is, and we secure that contract, then every time that client pays us, you get 10% paid directly to you. Now, there are also some people who don't necessarily want to be able to get multiple contracts. They simply have one account that they like to secure. And one of the things I like to share with those in the audience is that businesses do business with people, not companies. Sometimes you may hear it said that companies do business with people, not other companies. So, for instance, you may be an officer working on an account, and really the only reason why that client keeps that company is because of you. That means you can leverage that relationship that you have with those particular clients into a contract directly for you, working as an account manager with our company. These are just three examples of the types of opportunities we like to make available to people. And this goes to any type of business. You don't necessarily have to be involved in the business that you make money from. You just connect people to people who are involved in that business and take your residual, what I like to call passive or residual income, which in my view is the best type of income, is that you're earning money off of other people's effort. In the case of our sales consultant, just off of basically a referral. As long as that contract is in place, you re-earn your passive and residual income. And one of the reasons why this works is because you leveraging your relationships that you have with particular persons who may be in need of security services. So that gives you a little bit of insight into some of the various ways that you can be involved in the security industry. Now, if we look at that example of you working the account and the client, and I had a particular individual contact us, and we actually secured an account for him that he was working on for another company. So he ended up making $400 more a week doing the same job that he was doing because we were able to pay him at a higher rate to cut out the middleman. He can make a higher rate directly. So that's another way that you, as a security professional, and I mentioned the word professional because there's a difference between just being a security officer or a security guard. We only partner with security professionals, people who take the industry serious and will project the right image to our clients and customers and to the public that may view you in our uniforms or with our company logo, slogan, patches, even our patrol vehicles, because clients value what we value. And if we don't value our companies enough to look the part, not act the part, but also we have to do the part of actually providing security or property protection for persons and or property. And one of the areas that we key in on mostly is the property protection side. You see me right now, I'm at a car dealership and providing property protection. For me, for my company, and every company's different, you have to find your sweet spot, so to speak. You have to find those clients that match your company. Every client is not a good fit for every company. And so I stay away from accounts that are not a good fit for my company. We generally do not do apartment complexes, particularly low um, income apartment complexes and things like that. I find that property protection is the sweet spot for my particular company. Now, some of the team members that may come along with us, they may have experience in other areas of providing security. And we will examine those accounts on a case by case basis to try to select those accounts that will mitigate as much risk as possible. Because one of the things you learn in this industry is that there's always risk involved with the accounts you take. There could be risk to your client. There can also be risk to the officers and risk to your company if you're a company owner through litigation. And I faced those challenges throughout the course of owning my company over the last 9 years. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm very selective in the type of persons that we bring on as team members, also the type of clients that we'll take on, because your name is your company. Once you get a bad name for your company, then your company is basically left to just pick up the pieces of accounts that nobody else really wants. But people, word of mouth will start to get around about your company because you will need good referrals for some other clients to know that they're getting a company that is providing high quality service with integrity and dependability. And those are the three value statements for our company. It's quality, integrity, and dependability. So every person who comes on our team has to meet that, what we call gold standard. And that's what we sell to the clients, that they're going to have high quality service, that we're going to do the job with integrity, and we're going to be dependable. And that's why they sign contracts with us. And as we talk about contracts, the best contract to have in any industry, with the security industry being also, good service is the best contract you can ever have. There's no client or customer who's ever declined to have good service. So if you want to have long-term contracts, this particular contract that you see me on tonight, we've had it for 6 years now. Very easygoing, laid back, low risk type account. And so the client obviously sees that we're giving them what they need at a good price. And you don't always get what you pay for. Sometimes when you're getting started, you may have to start with a lower rate or introductory rate to prove yourself to your clients. Because if you're confident that you're going to provide the type of service that this client need, or you're going to be able to reach their pain points, then you're going to get that reward at the end of the trial period, whether that's 90 days, 6 months. And then the client has a time to evaluate you. And you also have a time to evaluate this client to see whether they're a good fit. It's like a marriage. It has to be a good fit for both parties involved. So that's some of the ways that I have approached uh, my clients and the type of businesses that I seek after. And that's also why I create opportunities for others who may not be in a position to start their own company. Everybody who does a job is not good at running a company that does that job. Some people are just good at doing the job itself. But I say, and I give the examples to you, that why not get paid as much as possible to do that job? And that's what our opportunities are for the franchise manager, account manager, sales consultants, which is passive income that you make just by introducing clients, potential clients, and customers to us. And so there are lots of ways that you can generate income in the security industry. You can keep your rates that is relatively low in comparison to others. Sometimes you can negotiate a build in of a annual 5, 6, 7% increase with your client. I haven't found any pushback from my clients. And I think back to the point I was making about good service, they're not going to take the risk of leaving quality, high quality service, which is done with integrity and dependability, by rolling the dice with another company, not knowing whether they're going to get the same thing. So I build in a regular annual certain percentage of rate increase, and every year I inform them that the rate will increase to a certain such amount, and I haven't had any pushback from that. So that's one of the things that you may implement with your programs once you've established a good customer uh, relations with your clients, and that is by providing, in the case of our ministry, in the case of our business, that is quality, integrity, and dependability. QID. That sells, that has won over my clients, and that's the method and model that we look for as it relates to all those who come along to join us on this journey of providing gold standard solutions for our clients' peace of mind. So there you have just a brief synopsis of some of the ways and methods and methodologies that we have used over the last 8, 9 years to secure and to sustain accounts and to keep good team members on board. Your team members can make you or break you. I've had some experiences with team members who could have broken my company, but the overwhelming majority of my experience has been good quality, in my case, mature individuals who take the security industry seriously, who are looking for opportunities to grow beyond just being a security officer, security guard, into a security manager, and even eventually having just residual or passive income, which should be one of the goals for every person, no matter whether you're actively involved in your business or industry. You should always look for an opportunity to have residual and passive income from multiple streams. And security industry may be one of those streams for you, particularly if you have a large network of people who may be in need or want to have security services provided for them. So why not leverage those relationships into some residual income from you, for yourself, that is. And so I'll just talk briefly about rates. And this is in the state of Georgia where I'm located at. My company is based in Atlanta, where I lived for about 16 years, but I've been able to relocate and purchase me some property outside of the city in a rural area, a couple hours away from Atlanta. But my team members basically handle the day-to-day operations, and I create little pockets all around the state that the general metro areas, about 8 different metro areas across the state of Georgia, where I try to identify the type of persons who I can put in place to manage accounts in those particular cities or regions of the state, and I work through them. So if you can grab a hold of that concept about growing your business, growing your franchise. Now the franchisees are usually given a designated area. For instance, if you're in the city of Atlanta, you have a 30-mile radius around the city of Atlanta. If you're in Augusta, if you're in Gainesville, if you're in Savannah, Macon, these are some of the metropolitan areas in the state of Georgia. That's the model that I have come up with to give each of our franchise managers somewhat of a protected area of operation, a designated service area, if you like to call it that. And so whenever we get inquiries from that particular service area, I give them the option of taking on that account. If they feel like it's not a right fit for them, then I'll move on to somebody else who may want to assume the responsibility for that account. But our franchise managers get first crack for all inquiries that come from their particular region or designated service area. So you'll see all this information on our website, which is Grace Security Consultants. There's two different ways you can visit the site. You can go to gracesecurity.net or gscprotection.com. Again, you can visit gracesecurity.net or gscprotection.com. Either one will take you to our company website. You'll see a franchise partnership link at the top where I detail a lot of the information that I just shared with you. There are links to click on different little profiles. Some of the information may be a little bit outdated, so I may need to update some of the business models, but it breaks down the percentages that you would earn from different accounts based on the number of hours a week and the billing rate. So generally, in this climate we're in today, you can get most any account for $25 an hour. And if you're a franchise manager, then of course we'll get 10%, $250 an hour come to our company, and you get the other $22.50 an hour for yourself or in order to pay your team members. Whatever you choose to pay your team members. If you pay them $15 an hour, you're making $7.50 an hour just by managing the account. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I'll look to address them as best as possible. But the first thing to do is visit the website again that I gave you, and I'll leave it at the end of this video as well. But I pray and wish all of you well as you pursue your opportunities in the security industry, whether that's a franchise manager, account manager, sales consultant, or in starting your own business company. I'm thankful for the opportunities that I have to be able to pour back, to pay it forward into other people's lives as well. Because no matter what business you're in, you need other people, and you can learn from their expertise and mentorship as people are willing to pour back into your life. So hopefully this information will be helpful to some of you out there in the listening audience, and other opportunities with you again in the future. In the meantime, wish you much success in your endeavors. Talk with you later.